Okay, so this is where we stopped in class. So we finished with the bush. We were busy with the wheel. So I've already drawn my two horizontal center lines, which is this one and this one. Okay, and then I can go and look. They give us the measurement for this inner part, which is 14. So I'm going to measure 7 from the center line to there and 7 the other way. Okay, and then I can just draw construction lines, and it's going over the center lines. Okay, I'm just gonna zoom in. Okay. And then they say this is 20 to there, so it's 10 from the center line and 10 from the center line again. So there. Okay, and then we want the outer diameter, which is, if we look, they don't give us that in our right view, but they give us it on the front view, and this is then the outer one, and that is 44. So we can measure from the center 22 upwards and downwards. Okay, so then we know where that stops. So our wheel will stop there and there. Okay, like that. And then the other part is 30, and we know already that this part of the shaft is 30, so that is fine. They also say that the radius for this fillet, that is 5, radius 5, and this part of the circle, we just have to go get that, and that is also 28. So if we just get the beginning where that fillet should start, so I'm going to measure from the center, so from here, from the center I'm going to measure 14 millimeters upwards. And I'm gonna do the same on the bottom. Okay, so then I know that is where that part stops. So I'm just gonna draw a construction line. Okay, so we know that the fillet should start from here, and that should be 5 if I'm correct. And it is 5, yes, and I can just go and measure 5 upwards so that I know where my center should be for my fillet. So I'm just gonna make another, I just want to make sure, yeah. Okay, so that is also 5 now upwards. Okay, and then I can go, I'm going to use my circle stencil. I'm going to put it on 10, and I'm going to make that my center mark, center for the circle, and I'm going to draw that fillet over there. Okay, and the same on that side as well. Okay, and then the same for the bottom part. Okay, and then I'm also gonna put in the fillets. Okay, and they also say that the radius is radius 5 over there, so I'm just going to put my circle stencil again on 10, and I'm going to draw that half circle. Okay, and then you want your circle to connect with that top. So I'm just going to draw a line from there to there. I'm going to erase that part, and the same here. Okay, and here as well. Okay, and then I can just go and make everything darker of the wheel. Okay, just this part. Okay, so that is finished. My wheel, I'm gonna put in the washers. So on the bottom and in the top. So there's gonna be 4. And here's the washers. It's going to be 2 millimeters, okay, and the width will be 20. So I'm going to measure from the center of each center line. I'm going to measure 10 upwards and 10 downwards. Okay, so I know that is where my washer should be. And the same on this side, and the same on this side. Okay, and then the bottom half as well. Okay, and then it's 2 millimeters. Okay, I'm just going to erase the spot which I've darkened before. Okay, and then I'm just going to draw my washer in. Okay, so there's all 4 washers. Okay. Okay, to go on further, I need to draw my, put in the nuts, but I firstly have to draw the nuts in the front side to be able to know, okay, to use this for construction, because I can't draw this without the front view, okay, or the auxiliary view. So I'm just going to extend my center lines quickly. And the bottom one as well. Okay, and then I want to go and draw this now. So I just want to use this measurement. So I'm going to start with the bottom, and then they say this is 100, so I'm going to measure on the top half 50 there to know where that nut should be as well. So I'm just going to start. I just want to quickly Okay. So I'm just going to make sure that there's enough space for me here. I'm going to draw a center line again. Oh, no. Okay, so my first nut will be here. Okay, and I have to measure again 50 millimeters this way to get the second place where to put the other nut. So that will be the center of the top nut. Okay, and 50 millimeters this way as well. So I'm gonna just put that in as well. Okay, so the nut, they say it's a 10. So to get this circle diameter, I have to go and use 1.5 times the 10, and I think then I get 15 if I'm right. Yes, okay, so it's 15. So I'm just going to use my circle stencil and I'm going to put it on 15, and I'm going to draw a circle. So I'm going to put it over there. Okay, and as well as here down at the bottom. And while I'm busy with it, I'm going to put it here as well, because it should be in this circle over there as well. Okay. And this is now the spot, the frame that I'm drawing. Okay, but this is only the circles. It's not the frame's circles. It is for the nuts. Okay, so now I can go. It should face 3 faces, they told us. So then I should draw my nut like this. So it means that I'm going to use my 30 degrees now, and I'm going to draw lines that touch the circle. Okay, so that's my first one. Okay, roughly I drew all 3 nuts now. Okay, and then the circle of your shaft should also show, and that is also 10. So I'm just going to use my 10 diameter again. I'm just going to draw that quickly. Okay, so there is the circles of that, and now I can just project it from here. So I'm gonna use this and project it this way, but as well as the back side, this line for this one, and at the back, this one, and at the back, and this one. Okay, and we know that the distance, they give us the distance is 8. So I'm going to use that quickly, and I'm going to measure 8 millimeters, and I'm going to measure here 8 as well. So there is that's the distance of the nut. And I know from construction this was where the shaft stopped. Okay, so we can finish that as well. Okay, so for the construction of the nut, I'm just quickly going to zoom in. Okay, I'm going to draw a 30 degrees line over there, and as well there. Okay, and then I should just go and do it with the others as well. Okay, and then you can use your compass as well for this. So you just put it there to there and just draw a arc. And then for these little ones, that is actually very difficult to draw an arc with that little radius. I'm just going to use my circle stencil again. Okay, and then I'm just gonna cut that off again and draw the line that touch all three arcs. Okay, make sure that your corners isn't darkened, and then just go and darken the rest. Okay, so I'm only doing it this one now. Okay, you should do all three, the other three as well. Okay, and then the shaft as well. Okay, so the shaft, that was my construction for the shaft that we did earlier. Okay, and we know that the screw thread of the shaft, that is 1, because they tell us that. Okay, so I'm just going to measure in 1 millimeter. Just going to make a mark, and 1 again, make a mark. Okay, and then I'm going to use my 45 degrees, and I'm just going to draw that part. Okay, so it seems like that. Oh, that's fine. Okay, so that is the only part that is actually showing. Okay, but we still have to show it's still there. I just quickly want to make sure again that if we're going to see it. So it's from okay, it was 8, then it was 12. I think I've measured it wrong, because this spot is, so it should be 13. Okay, so this spot should be just 1 millimeter further. Sorry, that was my mistake. Okay, and then yeah, so we're not going to see the rest then. We're only going to see that part and that part. Okay. Okay, so you should just go and do it with the others as well. I'm just going to zoom out quickly. And let's just quickly finish the right sectional view. Okay, so you should go and finish that as well. Okay, but let's just look at the hatching. So I'm going to start with the hatching of the frames. Okay, and each component of part you should hatch differently. So whether you make bigger spaces or change the direction. Okay, so this is two separate parts. Okay, then the wheel is one separate part again. Okay, and then the bush. Okay, and then the hook. Okay, and remember to write sectional right view. On AA, because it cut through AA. Okay, just remember not to forget your nuts and that part where I made a mistake, where it should just be 1 millimeter longer. If we look here, we already know where the frame stops, so we can just project it from here to the center line, and as well at the top, you know where it stops. Okay, and we know that from here the whole piece is 125, so if we take 125 divided by 2, so each side should be measured 62 and a half. Okay, so from the center, I'm going to measure 62 and a half, and 62 and a half this way as well. Okay, okay, and then the radius, they tell us over here, it is radius 12, so I'm gonna measure in radius 12, so I'm gonna measure here. Okay, that is already 12. I'm gonna measure 12 as well downwards. Okay, so that is the center mark for my fillet. And okay, they tell us this is 22 to there, and 22 again to get this point, 22. So I'm also going to measure again 12 upwards. And if the radius is 12, my diameter will be 24, so I'm going to use my circle stencil again. I'm just putting it on 24, and then I can just go and finish that fillet on that side as well on the side. Okay, and then here as well. Okay, so I'm not going to complete it because I have to do the circle here as well. And I'm also not going to complete it because it should be, there should be a line that connects this arc to that arc, like that. So it didn't help if I finished the arc. And here as well. Okay, so now that part is finished. I can just go and darken all the outside lines. And then I should put in my screw thread and my washers. Okay, so the washer was 20. Yes, the diameter was 20. Okay, and then the inner circle for the screw thread will be 8. And because the screw thread is 1 on each side, so I'm just going to make a circle like that. I know mine is not perfect now. So I used 8. Okay, so there is that. And then what we should finish this is we should put in the wheels, any wheel that is going outwards, because the wheel from the front view is 22, from the center. So we should just go and look. We put up contractor on 22. Yeah, it does show, so we can just show that wheel that is sticking out. If we look at the front, if we look here, that wheel is going to show, and on the other side as well. Okay, and we should just make sure that is the only part we're going to see, and I don't think that is. We're maybe going to see that part as well, so we're going to put up contractor on 14. I think there's a small circle that you're still going to see of the wheel. Okay, I'm just going to quickly stop here. The last part we have to do is we have to go and draw that hook that we are going to see at the bottom. Okay, and from the center, so it means from here downwards, so it's going to be 20. Okay, but we already drawn it on this side, so we can either just project it from here, and they tell us that the measurement is 9, so it will be 4.5 each side. Okay, and I'm gonna put in the center lines as well. Okay, but remember we have to go and draw it like this. So this center you get from the center of here to draw that. Okay, so we have to show that, and as well as those center lines in there. Okay, so just finish that part at home. So it should look like this at the end. It should look like this. Okay, and then I just quickly want to show you how to draw this the cutting plane. Okay, so the cutting plane is going, just want to make sure. Yeah, it doesn't show where it's cutting. Okay, so it doesn't matter where you stop there. Okay, but as long as you show the cutting plane. So there is my center line. I'm just gonna darken this part where I can put my arrow, and also darken, I'm gonna put mine as somewhere here, over there, and a corner like that, and then it's going this way. So here it should be darken again, and darken again, because it's going like this. And that's already a center line, and I'm just gonna quickly close it. Okay, so I'm gonna darken that as well at the end, and then you can just go and look at your where your A is showing the arrows. Okay, and we can see that we have to draw it on this side and there as well. So it means that this part is coming off, it's not shown anymore, and that's what was cut. So just put in your arrows with your A's. So after cutting this, that is what we see if we look in that direction. Okay, please just go finish at home this part which I didn't finish. Okay, and your other nuts. Okay, but that is about it. And then they just ask you to insert 10 dimensions. So I just want to show you, you can pick any dimension, just make sure that your dimensions